Welcome back to the news. We start with a major shakeup in the European market as Citroën prepares to inject serious buying power back into the economy with their new sub-15000 electric vehicle. This upcoming city EV is set to channel the spirit of the iconic 2CV by being incredibly cheap to build and cheap to buy, aiming to revitalize demand in a market struggling with rising car prices.
Tired of dropping your phone or struggling to hold it with one hand? The PopSocket's Pop Grip gives you a secure grip, works as a phone stand, and even lets you swap the top for a fresh new look. Simple, useful, and perfect for everyday phone use. Click the link in the comments to grab yours on Amazon.
Next up, we dive into the complex world of electric charging infrastructure. Mobility Plaza reports on the fragmented payment landscape across Europe, where drivers are struggling with inconsistent pricing and payment options. IFSF is stepping in with white papers proposing clear, standards-based solutions to simplify payments, boost transparency, and build trust across the entire charging network. Now, let's talk global shifts in electric vehicle adoption. The CEO of Volvo, Håkan Samuelsson, is pushing hard to convince American consumers that electric vehicles are the answer for their wallets and the planet. We look at the new X60 SUV and how Volvo plans to change American mindsets about EV ownership with its advanced range and charging capabilities. And finally, we look at the broader industry response. Renault is seeing a massive surge in interest for their electric vehicles, with inquiries up 42% since the Middle East conflict, as EVs become cheaper than petrol cars. This surge is proving that the industry can thrive in an electrified world, and we'll be right back after the break. Citroën is set to inject buying power back into the European automotive market with the development of a sub-15000 electric vehicle. This new city EV is being designed to mirror the spirit of the iconic 2CV from the late 1940s, being cheap to build and cheap to buy, aimed at revitalizing a stagnant European car market. CEO Xavier Chardin confirmed that Citroën is actively working on proposals for an A-segment EV priced under €15,000, stating that such a model is crucial for driving the brand's market share amid stifled growth and rising average car prices across Europe. Chardin highlighted the dire state of the European market, noting that car sales are lagging pre-pandemic levels, and the average age of the European car fleet is rapidly increasing, now exceeding 12 years. He stressed that a significant portion of the 3 million annual buyers missing in Europe is due to the lack of affordable options under £15,000 or €15,000. Drawing parallels to the post-World War II era, Chardin referenced how affordable, utilitarian vehicles like the 2CV, Fiat 500, and Volkswagen Beetle helped revive both the automotive industry and the broader economy. Citroën's modern approach to this challenge involves an electric microcar, developed in line with upcoming European e-car legislation, intended to boost manufacturer profitability. This vehicle is positioned to be one of the cheapest full-sized EVs available, potentially costing several £1,000s less than even the more affordable E-C3 Supermini. The strategic goal of this affordability push is to empower customers who are currently unable to purchase new vehicles, targeting an increase in Citroën's European market share and its electric vehicle sales mix. While the new car will adopt the ethos of the 2CV, Chardin cautioned that it will not necessarily be a direct tribute or overtly nostalgic design. He emphasized understanding the original purpose of the vehicle, to provide mass mobility, and suggested the brief could evolve to serve contemporary needs, such as catering to young urban professionals, replacing the historical role of carrying farmers with that of carrying nurses. Although the 2CV's legacy influences the strategy, Citroën is not solely focused on retro design, acknowledging that while vehicles like the Mini and Fiat 500 have succeeded through nostalgia, a different path is necessary for modern success. Europe's rapidly expanding electric vehicle charging market is being hampered by fragmented payment options, inconsistent pricing, and a lack of transparency across various networks, issues that undermine consumer trust amid accelerating mass adoption. Mobility Plaza has highlighted these structural problems, prompting the Integration Foundation's Stone Forum, IFSF, to propose a standards-based solution to simplify payments, enhance transparency, and strengthen operations across the charging infrastructure. The IFSF has released 2 white papers designed to tackle these challenges. The first focuses on payment fragmentation by advocating for common, interoperable standards to support bank and fuel card payments for EV charging stations. This approach seeks to move beyond reliance on proprietary apps or RFID cards by enabling merchants to utilize existing, secure, PCI-compliant payment infrastructure, including bank cards and fuel cards, directly at the charger. This model allows merchants to act as an electronic mobility service provider, EMSP, for their customers, thereby reducing dependency on fragmented roaming chains. Secondly, the IFSF addresses pricing inconsistency, which has been cited as a major friction point, with price dispersion sometimes reaching 70% between payment channels. The proposed standards-aligned approach aims to establish consistent retail pricing across all customer touchpoints. This involves pushing retail prices from the Charge Station Management System, CSMS, to both the site and the charging station, enforced by a specific update price command that mandates a clear sequencing of updates, price pole to charging station to point of sale. This mechanism ensures that the price displayed on the pole, the charger, and the final receipt align, or the driver automatically receives the lower price, restoring confidence. To fix the invisible back office caused by roaming chains, IFSF proposes robust reconciliation mechanisms. These include site-initiated reconciliation using a structured batch ID embedded in the authorization reference, allowing charging management systems to automatically group transactions. Additionally, CSMS-initiated reconciliation will provide regular, automated financial summaries, ensuring operators receive timely and accurate data without manual intervention. IFSF argues that achieving simplicity and reliability at scale is possible by building on existing, proven forecourt payment infrastructure, rather than adding unnecessary hardware or integrations. Citing models like Portugal's MOBIE, the Foundation suggests that aligning OCPI, OCPP, and IFSF standards provides the pragmatic blueprint needed to reduce friction and deliver the payment simplicity drivers expect, moving the EV charging ecosystem from experimentation to everyday habit. A Swedish automotive executive is spearheading an aggressive push to convince American consumers to embrace electric vehicles, leveraging the success of Volvo's electrification strategy. Håkan Samuelsson, the CEO who recently returned to Volvo, is focused on shifting American perceptions of EVs by highlighting practical benefits, including reduced charging anxiety and convenience. The centerpiece of this effort is the upcoming X60, a mid-size sport utility vehicle set to launch this summer. Pre-orders for the $60,000 SUV have already exceeded expectations in Europe, and Samuelsson believes the X60 could be the vehicle that changes American attitudes toward electric driving. Samuelsson positions the EV as an accessible solution, comparing its charging convenience to a smartphone. Overnight charging provides a full charge, enabling 400 miles of range and topping up to 80% in just 16 minutes, powered by the high-tech Hugen Core computing system. He suggests this addresses common American concerns about refueling and safety, noting that the concept of home charging mimics the convenience of a phone battery. Addressing concerns about the brand's direction, Samuelsson confirmed that electrification is not seen as a threat, but as a means to strengthen the company. While the company has a diverse lineup including plug-in hybrids and mild hybrids, the X60 is positioned as a key product. Regarding the U.S. market strategy, Samuelsson acknowledged recent sales declines, which have seen Volvo's U.S. sales drop 32% in the first quarter. The immediate plan involves rapidly bringing the best-selling XC60 model to the U.S. for local production. Furthermore, Volvo is exploring expanding its manufacturing footprint in South Carolina, aiming to utilize the existing plant more effectively by producing a major U.S. seller and potentially a larger American-style vehicle to boost volume. When questioned about design, Samuelson noted that while the X60's interior is minimalist, the company is open to incorporating more physical controls based on customer feedback. Looking ahead, he indicated that while Volvo remains committed to its Scandinavian, safe brand identity, the company recognizes the need for a more dynamic lineup, suggesting a future lineup that includes lower-riding vehicles to cater to younger demographics by 2030. The company also affirmed its continued investment in Polestar as a distinct performance brand. Renault is witnessing a significant surge in interest for its electric vehicles, a trend highlighted by recent market data and commentary from energy intelligence experts. According to the Energy and Climate Intelligence Unit, ECIU, Colin Walker, head of transport at the channel YouTube, noted that inquiries for Renault's EVs have increased by 42% since the start of the war in the Middle East. Furthermore, Walker pointed out that electric vehicles now constitute nearly half of the cars sold by Renault in the UK during April. This shift is being accelerated by rising petrol prices due to volatility in the Middle East. AutoTrader reports indicate that new EVs are now, on average, cheaper to purchase than petrol cars. This affordability, coupled with the potential for drivers to save substantial amounts on running costs, is driving consumer adoption. ECIU suggests this growth in EV sales is crucial for bolstering the UK's energy security. By transitioning to electric vehicles powered by domestically generated wind and solar energy, the UK can reduce its reliance on foreign oil imports. Walker concluded that Renault's success in meeting this rising EV demand demonstrates the viability of the automotive industry in an electrified future. He cautioned that calls from some parts of the auto sector to slow the UK's EV transition risk stagnation for the industry, negative impacts on drivers, and reduced national energy security.